Hello, South Pointe. This is Spin TV. I'm Armand Brody with the head of the baseball team, Coach Melvin Waring. And we're going to have a little conversation here. Coach Waring, it's nice to have you with us.
Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you have a pretty interesting background here that we're going to get into a little bit. You were drafted by the Orioles, the Baltimore Orioles, in 1988, correct?
That is correct.
I want to know from you, who's the greatest player you played with or against in your baseball career, which lasted more than a decade, correct?
Yeah, 14 years total. The greatest player I played with was Cal Ripken.
You played with Cal Ripken?
Yeah, Cal Ripken was fantastic. His leadership was unbelievable. When he walked in the room, he made you feel warm, like he was a friend of yours, like he knew you his entire life.
When's the first time you met him? Can you remember what that meeting was like when you spoke with him the first time?
It was a team setting. It was just kind of walking the locker room as a member of the Orioles, and he just, welcomed you in with open arms. At the same time, a little nerve-wracking, but at the end of the day, he was just an awesome individual.
You played first base and right field, is that right?
Yes, first base with the Orioles, finished up in left field with the Orioles. I was drafted as a catcher, and then I moved to first, and then I ended up in right field.
I know you went to college at Norfolk State, but where are you from, actually?
I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut, went to high school at West Haven High School, and that's where I was actually found by a recruiter for Norfolk State for football. So I signed a football scholarship at Norfolk State, tight end, and I went there as a tight end.
Football and baseball. You play any other sports growing up?
Basketball as well. I signed a football scholarship. They didn't even know I played baseball. They came, they saw me play football, they signed me, so I ended up just trying out for the baseball team.
You know our principal, Dr. Connor, went to Norfolk State as well. Yes. So I'm sure you guys had a bit of a conversation about that.
Absolutely.
At some point.
He's a little younger than I am. Yeah. I was there earlier, but we met. I met Dr. Connor at the NSU Hall of Fame banquet. So we both were inducted at the same time, and that was my first introduction to Dr. Connor.
How'd you get to South Pointe?
I was working at coaching at Olympic High School in North Carolina, and me and Dr. Connor always kept in contact, and like you said, if there was ever an opportunity that arose where he could utilize me and see if I could fit into whatever culture he was trying to develop, he would get in contact with me, and 7 years later, he gave me a call.
And how would you explain the culture that you see Dr. Connor cultivating here at South Pointe?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's an environment of academia. It's an academic environment with some discipline, a mix of discipline, which is good for any school. I think that transition is what everyone's working on right now. But I love it. I tell teachers from the outside, the school is awesome. And really, you have to kind of go outside to appreciate it. But the student body here is awesome. The kids are awesome, and the teachers have been wonderful.
You've been coaching for quite a while now, right?
Yes.
How does that help you, all that experience, how does it help you in dealing with the students here at South Pointe?
I've been coaching for about the last 12 to 14 years. There's just there's some type of, there's a method, or there's a process, or there's some type of experience that I can relate to a variety of different situations, different kids that need to be, really motivated. Some kids need to be pulled aside. Some kids need to be lifted up. So, not everybody's the same, but at the end of the day, when you've coached for so long and gathered so much experience, you can utilize them at any moment with these kids.
You have a motto or a slogan you always use, or something you live by?
Never look back. Always look forward. You can gain by experience, but keep moving forward. Pull yourself up, and get ready for the next opportunity. Because if you keep looking backwards, you'll miss the opportunities that are in front of you.
What's the team's record right now?
We are 6-4.
So how would you assess the team's performance so far this season?
It's moving in the right direction. I don't think people really realize how young we are. So, we have 19 sophomores or younger in our program. And when you lose or you have those tight innings where it's one-run ball games, that experience comes to help out, and eventually that'll kick in, and maybe within a year or so, we won't be able to drop those little one-run games. We'll be able to get over the hump.
Any moment this season that's really stuck out to you that give you some positive encouragement about your team that you can share with us?
Oh, absolutely. The entire year so far is encouraging. These are outstanding athletes. Their academics are in line. They're all college-grade athletes, and me having the opportunity to grow this crop is that's the fun part. So when I say the season is whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, I mean it's an awesome place to be. And if you want to play baseball and if you want to be in Rock Hill, South Pointe is the place to be.
Coach Waring, I want to thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it
Thanks
very
for having
much. Absolutely. This has been Spin TV.